Hi, my name is Leilani, and in this video we're going to be talking about IEW, specifically what makes IEW unique from all the other writing programs that are out there. We're going to be talking about what structure and style actually mean. We're going to be going through all the different units and talking about the structure and the style. And I'm also going to be answering a lot of questions because you guys ask a lot of questions, really good questions. In the description box below, there are a couple things I want you to pay attention to. One, timestamps, because some of you are going to want to skip right through this. That's fine. Just look at the timestamps, find what you need, the information you need, and I'm happy to help. Second thing, there's a giveaway. And a lot of you are going to be watching this video after the giveaway is already over. So I'm not going to bore you with this information right now. I'm just going to stick it down in the description box below. But it does run through March 31st, 2023. And I am giving away 4 $50 gift certificates to IEW. So all the information is down in the description box below. So about me really quick, I am a former public and private school teacher. I am a homeschool evaluator for the state of Florida. And for the last 10 years, I've been homeschooling my kids. I partner with IEW. I've been using their curriculum now for I think 8 years, and we absolutely love it. So we have an entire basket full of testimonies, and even outside of my family, I have lots of testimonies from other families that found IEW incredibly valuable in their child's life, including some that have left public school, done IEW, gone back to public school and be like top of their class in writing. So when you're looking at IEW, it is going to be very different than what most of us learned when we were in public school. And I know a lot of parents are very concerned when it comes to those SATs. Are they going to be able to write well on the SATs with IEW? The answer is yes, because IEW does teach you SAT skills such as writing 5-paragraph essays, but it is slightly different than what we learned when we were in public school. So sometimes parents get really overwhelmed when they look at it, this structure and style thing. What is this? Why are we using source text? What does that even mean? When you look, and I've said this in many of my IEW videos, think of this curriculum as a toolbox, as a way to get the tools that you need to make your essays and stories and papers interesting and stand out. Usually kids, when they come into a creative writing class, they don't have a toolbox of ly adverbs and adjectives and strong verbs. They just come in and have thoughts and put it on a paper. But having that toolbox to make it stand out makes a huge difference. And I've seen this happen many times. Another thing that's really cool about IEW is it's really going to be giving you some good stylistic techniques, interesting ways to make grammar work for you, building your vocabulary. You're not just getting a workbook of vocabulary words, you know what I'm talking about, where you get like the 20 words a week and then you memorize the definitions and you fill in the blank, crossword puzzles, all that kind of stuff, and then you're supposed to like retain that information for the rest of your life. It does not do that. What IEW actually does is as you're writing your paper, you're going to be searching out words. They have diagrams, they have papers, they have lists galore as references to find the right word that you can use in your paper to make your paper stronger. So it's very personalized, and the kid or the student is actually, they're looking for it on their own. They're kind of self-teaching themselves, and it sticks. It sticks a lot better than those workbooks that you guys use. Now, in the younger ages with IEW, they're going to give you some vocabulary words, but all of those vocabulary words that they learn, they're going to be using them in the essays and stories that they write to make their paper better. Now, source text, that's another thing that people ask a lot of questions about. The idea behind IEW is you are learning how to write from well-written materials. And that well-written materials, that's your source text. For each lesson, you may get a source text. Most of the time, you're going to get a source text that you read through, you write a keyword outline on it, and then you rewrite the story in your own words, adding dress-ups. I mean, that's the basic premise behind it. And as I go through this video and as I go through all the units, I'm going to reference back to that idea. So keep that in mind as we do that. So you have the structure and the style. Those are the two things we talk about in IEW. When you're looking at the curriculum, I'm going to go backwards a little bit. When you're looking at the curriculum, you do have a choice between whether or not you want to do theme-based or video-based, which is actually called structure and style. However, structure and style is throughout all of the curriculum, even the theme-based ones. With the theme-based ones, you're going to get things like the Bible heroes, you're going to get the fun and fascinating American history. They're theme-based. Narnia, theme-based, okay? With the video-based, which is entitled, which I have it right here, this is structure and style, video-based, that's going to have a mash of all different sorts of things that they bring in. No theme is what I'm saying. Both are great. You decide. The nice thing about the video-based one is that Mr. Andrew Pudawa is teaching it to your kids, and that's less work for you. But as a parent, you will be grading their work. It's really not that hard to grade once you get the idea. Watch a few videos with your kids, okay? You're gonna get the idea behind it, and it's going to be very easy to grade. You also have a teacher manual that it comes with, and you can reference this, and it'll walk you through it. They even walk you through what Mr. Pudawa is actually teaching in the grading sections. So if you didn't want to use the video, I mean, technically you could teach strictly from this. Now, a lot of parents also ask me about whether or not they should get the teaching video series that IEW has to offer before they even attempt to teach their kids. They're very helpful. They're extremely helpful, those videos. But I will be honest and say that I jumped in with both my feet into IEW, and the first year we did it, I did not use any of those videos. I actually learned right along with my kids. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you get the catalog, which I highly recommend you get their actual catalog because it goes through a lot of who they are, their mission, those kind of things, you should get it. It's free. But this is the teaching, writing, structure, and style kit right here. So that's what I'm referring to. A lot of parents have been told that you have to have that if you're going to teach the class or teach the curriculum to your kids. I'm here to say it's extremely helpful, and if you continue to do IEW, you should get it, but you will survive learning with your kids. Some people ask me the difference between the streaming services and the DVDs. Now, DVDs, you buy the DVDs, you have the DVDs. Streaming service, it's always going to be streamed for the rest of your life. For example, one of my kids did year 1 level A, and I still have that streaming service, so now my daughter is going to be stepping into year 1 level A, and we're going to use that same streaming service that I bought with my other son. So you can reuse it, it's streaming for life. I answered the questions first, didn't I? If I come, now I'll go into the structure and style stuff. Structure and style. So the structure is actually the structure of the material that you're writing, the paragraph, the essay, the narrative. That is your structure. Is it 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, that kind of stuff. And how it's built with your topic and your clincher and the 3 topics in between, the supporting paragraphs, that's your structure. The style portion is going to be your grammar and your dress-ups and your adverbs and your interesting vocabulary and techniques that they want to add in there to make your paper stand out, more interesting. That is going to be your style. So I'm going to go through the 9 units, and I'm going to talk about the structure that they're teaching in each one of those units, and then I'm going to talk about the style. Now, of course, as you're younger, you're not going to go through all of those 9 units. Bible Heroes, you only go through Unit 7. Same is true with the structure and style year 1 level A, which is level A, by the way, is going to be your elementary grades. Level B is going to be the middle grades, and level C is going to be your high school students. High school, obviously, is going to go through all 9, when your elementary students are only going to go through Unit 7. So let me talk about each of those units. Now the students are going to get a binder. I actually have a flip through of the binder. I will put an iCard right there if you want to go through the details. Because my kids are literally in the middle of this right now, I'm not going to be flipping through here too much because there's some personal stuff in there, just to be honest. But I will reference to some of the sheets that are going to help us understand this. You can also get one of these portable walls, which is amazing because it's going to go through all the different units and all the different structures right here. There's your 9. One of the things that is talked about with IEW is visuals, right? So that portable wall is amazing because you can put it up in front of them. They can reference it as they're writing. Also, when they go through their notebooks, you could choose to keep these in the actual notebooks, but you could put these in front of them on the wall to reference as they're writing, so they're familiar with each of those units. So for every age group, you are going to start with Unit 1. And Unit 1 is note making and outlines. This is where you talk about your key word outlines, which is a staple with IEW. So you're going to get your source text, you're going to read through it, you're going to circle the words, 3 words that you pull out from the first sentence. You can use symbols and numbers, those don't count as words. Second sentence, same thing. You're going to pick out 3 words, some numbers and symbols if needed, etc., all the way down. It reminds you on this page, you only use 3 words or more: read, think, look up, and speak. Now see, here is the rhetoric, because after they write their keyword outline from the source text, they will practice delivering it to you as a story, as a speech. So rhetoric is really important because it's also communicating orally with words. And that's something that public school and creative writing classes don't always teach you to do. And I think it is very important to be able to speak clearly to your audience. So that is Unit 1. Unit 2 is going to go into writing from notes. So now that you have your keyword outline, you need to be able to write a story from that keyword outline, not just deliver it verbally. Now we're going to write a story. So that's going to be focused in on Unit 2. Unit 3 is now going to be retelling narratives. So in narratives, you're going to have character and setting, conflict and problem, climax and resolution. So now we're learning this kind of structure within a narrative. And they're going to be talking about the who, what, when, where. Same with this. What do they need or want? What do they think? What do they say and do? And then the climax resolution is, how is the need resolved? What happened? What is the message, lesson? And so this is the basic idea of retelling a narrative story. So they're teaching you some good structure right here. They do give you some source text that you're going to read, keyword outline it, and then rewrite it. But this is called a story sequencing chart, and this is something you refer to. Now, the younger kids, the elementary school kids, may spend a long time on this. So they'll get a story and spend a week on doing the first paragraph with the characters and setting. And then the next week, they're going to do conflict and problem. And then the third week, they're doing the climax and resolution. And then they put all of that together, and then they repeat. That gives you a good idea of how that works. They slow it down. Of course, the upper grades, they get all of it at once and they go with it for that week. So Unit 4 is going to be summarizing a reference. So they're going to have the keywords from facts. This is going to be more of your non-fiction type stuff. All right, so for example, this is actually a really, really fun one. It's Mike the Headless Chicken. This is a story. It's actually really interesting. They give you, that's the other thing too, with the structure and style, the stories are like dinner table discussions, like for real. And this one definitely is a dinner table discussion story. They have fun with it. They really have fun with these stories. So Mike the Headless Chicken, they're going to read through it, they're going to write their keyword outline, then they're going to rewrite it with those stylistic techniques, which I'm going to talk about next after all of this. Next in Unit 5, you are going to, and this one's fun too, going to be writing from pictures. They're going to walk you through using pictures and then writing from them. Pretty straightforward. Now, Unit 6 is now going to be summarizing multiple references. And this is when you're going to get multiple source text, and then you're going to be able to put those together to present a story. So Unit 7, this is a really fun one. The kids always love it. And actually, all grades are going to be getting into Unit 7. It's the inventive writing. It's My Dog model. And it's the Think 3 topics. You have your introduction, first topic, second topic, third topic, and conclusion. And so within each of the topics, they're teaching you topic, 5 to 7 details, and the clincher. So they're teaching you how to write each paragraph with the topic, details, and clincher. For example, this one is looks, food, and tricks. So now Unit 8 is going to be your basic essay models. This is where you get your 5 paragraph essays. Your introduction, topic 1, topic B, topic C, and conclusion. When the students start to do these, they're obviously going to get source text that they are going to have to put together in order to write their essay. So they'll get 3 different source texts, they'll learn how to do an outline and it's kind of like doing research, right? Do the outline, put it together, and write a formal essay. That's gonna be your SAT prep right there. And then Unit 9 is formal critique, which is also very fun because this is the introduction, attention getter, type of story, title, author, and they're critiquing the story, but they're going through the character setting, conflict, problems, climax resolution, and the conclusion where they tell you what they like and dislike and why and the message and theme. So Unit 9 is also a really, really fun unit. Now let's talk a little bit about the style that they interweave within each of these units. So as you saw, yellow sheets is going to be representing the structure. When you're looking at style, you are going to be seeing pink sheets. In the actual portable wall, it's in the middle. They're called dress-ups, sentence openers, decorations, triple extensions, adverbs, substitutions for things like said, imposters, prepositions, strong verbs, and for each and every unit, you're going to get a new one introduced. So as you're going through the actual lessons, when you get to the checklist, you're going to see they have a section for the structure, and then they have a section for style. So we're already with Unit 3, and they've already taught the ly adverbs, they've taught the who, which clauses, and the strong verbs. And you already have a pink sheet that gives you a bunch of ly adverbs. Also, you're going to see blue sheets, and these look like this. This is where you're going to write out your banned word list and write in some words that you can use instead of the banned words. The banned words, like I said, include thought, think, say, said, see, saw. There's a list of them, and they should memorize those. So week 7, which is Unit 4, now they're looking for ly adverbs, who, which clauses, strong verbs, because clause. And actually, because Unit 4 is teaching 3 paragraphs, each of those paragraphs need to include one of these quote-unquote dress-ups. And they want you to underline them and then label them. So they're doing this every single week. In fact, at the end of the week, end of the lesson, they're going to hand you, the teacher, this checklist. They're going to hand you their keyword outline, their rough draft, and their final copy with everything underlined and labeled like ly adverb, who, which clause, and they teach you how to do that. So here's the styles. Let me kind of flip through and share with you what happens when you get to Unit 5. Unit 5 is going to have all those previous dress-ups that I mentioned, and now adding the www.asia clause, which if you want to know what that is, you have to get the curriculum. Unit 6, you don't actually add anything new with the style. When you get to Unit 7, it will have sentence openers. So that's going to be prepositional sentence openers and ly adverb sentence openers. That's in addition to an ly adverb in the sentence. You're going to have 2 ly adverbs, one at the beginning of a sentence and one somewhere in the paragraph. So as you can see, you're building more style, and you're building that toolbox, and you're building your vocabulary and your grammar, because you got to get creative with how you're going to place it in there, because you're also learning adverbs and commas to do the who, which clause. And so Unit 7 and now Unit 8, we are not actually adding anything, except you do have checklist in there, the introduction, body, and conclusion, but that's more structure. And then for Unit 9, you are now adding in the clausal www.asia.b, and then you've got the very short sentence. 3 very short sentences sometimes are really good to have back to back. I remember that was one of the things that they talked about, but very short sentence is a stylistic technique. So as you can see with those styles, it does seem very repetitive, but repetitive is imprinting that in your child's mind. Plus, you're learning new vocabulary words to personalize that story and to help it stand out. You want to allow them to be creative with these ideas as they write their story, be encouraging with these ideas, and have fun with it. I mean, many times I've sat with my son and we're like, ooh, what adverb will go here and what adjective will go here? And we start looking stuff up. And, you know, nowadays we have Alexa that we can ask so she can tell us what words mean very quickly. But because we're personalizing it to our story, we're going to retain that information. Now, a lot of people do like to use Fix-It Grammar, which is, I don't have it up here with me, but it is going to help you label grammar and correct grammar in a full story, whether you do Robin Hood or The Little Mermaid is one of them. It's a whole approach. Like, you're getting all the aspects of it. You're rewriting the sentence, you're correcting the grammar, you're fixing commas, punctuation, and you're doing it within a story. You're editing too. So it's a very whole, it's almost like I almost want to say a whole brain approach, but you're getting, and it's easy too. That's the other thing that's really nice about Fix-It Grammar. It's like boom, 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 done. It takes about 15 minutes a day. It's almost like if I was in the public school teaching, it would be like the bell work. You know, it's done. I don't have to sit here and give you tons and tons of homework where you're learning the adverb and you're filling in the blank, because how many of us actually retained that information? Many of us probably not, because it's not a very effective way of learning things. I'm just saying. But because this is personalized, because there's an experience involved with it, there is much more opportunity for learning, and you've got that toolkit. So if you are interested in IEW, go ahead, there's a link down below. You can check it out, go shopping, all the things. It is an affiliate link, and I would be very thankful if you guys use that link. Share this video with your friends that are interested in IEW. Of course, we have in the playlist down below that's in the description box. You can look at all my other IEW stuff that I go through. Very successful curriculum, and I love what they do. I love what they continue doing. So hopefully this was helpful. Once again, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I will make sure to try my best to answer them. And thank you guys once again for watching my video, and don't forget the giveaway. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't just talk about IEW. I promise. There's lots of other stuff. So check that out, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye.